Have a little bit of low cloudiness around this evening. Humidity still high. The front that brought in all of our storms this morning really did nothing for our temperatures and not much for our humidity. It is still muggy, and dew points upper 60s and into the 70s where we will be all this week. That is a muggy feel. Winds already out of the southeast at 5. Briefly had a little bit of a northerly wind at Kenner as the front itself wasn't really the leading edge of all of our storms. It was following behind. Did help to bring in some slightly drier air just up to our north. Note the temperature 60s and low 70s, and humidity about the same on either side of the lake, maybe a little bit higher south than they are north. But the really dry air is a little farther to our north central Mississippi, and even that isn't dramatically lower. When we're expecting a more dramatic drop in humidity, doesn't happen until next Monday, as we will see a cold front move through. So our forecasted dew points might come down a couple of degrees where they are right now, but quickly start increasing during the day tomorrow, and that muggy feel, that'll be with us all this week. Winds light, again, kind of a northerly component. North shore, still that southerly wind south of the lake. So there's really the weak frontal boundary and doesn't do much for us at all. We're also looking ahead to some record warmth, so despite this front, really didn't do anything. The muggy surging back. We stayed dry all this week, and I'd mentioned that more significant drop in temperatures and humidity Monday. That will be with a cold front that'll probably bring in another chance of rain on Sunday. Here's what we're going to be watching over the coming days. Not quite on our map just yet, but there's going to be a big developing upper high that is going to build toward the southeastern United States. As it does so, it will dominate much of the southeastern, parts of the central and east coast. What this is going to do is warm us up, which is why we're expecting the record warmth. But it also kind of keeps most storms at bay, and we're looking at a little bit more of a storm track across parts of the central United States. Upper troughing out to our west and the high to our east kind of puts us in between these upper systems, and it squeezes the atmosphere, and that's why we're also anticipating a bit more of a breeze through the week. As we go into high temperatures, mid to upper 80s, it'll also be breezy to windy each day, and these are the records on those dates, and just about every one of the afternoons we are going to be flirting with or possibly breaking the record. As I'd mentioned, the storm track is going to stay to our north, but for several days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a fairly significant risk of flooding, and we could see some fairly significant flooding events across parts of Arkansas and Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, parts of Kentucky, as the pattern really is not going to break down through the week. And when it starts to break down, as upper troughing kind of suppresses that high and sends a front our way on Sunday. May start to get into it during the morning hours and through the afternoon. At the moment, a little too far out to say it's a washout of a day, but certainly looking at better rain chances as we head into Sunday, and then that cold front will bring in some cooler and less humid air. And the low cloudiness around us at the moment, and again, that kind of weak frontal boundary, I didn't even draw it in because it really isn't much of a boundary at all, and quickly lifting up to the north as we will have that strong onshore flow, which will keep the humidity up for the next several days. Maybe a spotty shower or two, but overall looks like more of a mix of sun and clouds, muggy and breezy. And again, we are going to stay muggy until Monday, when we will feel a more significant drop in humidity and temperatures. We'll have that 70% chance of rain on Sunday. Right now, not looking severe, but we'll reassess as we get closer. And then by Monday, less humid and a high of 70. After this week, flirting with records all week.